Hello everyone, my name is Fabian Gaona and I study medicine. I'm going the second semester and my professor is Edgar Jose Rolon. In the team is the medical informatics. Today I'm going to talk about the computer and its history. Okay, and for starting I'm going to talk about the introduction, about different topics. The first one is the creation of the abaco in area of Asia Minor, and then the creation of the first calculator by Blaise Pascal. At the 1951, Sally's first computer was quite commercialized, and 1952, IS machine comes into operation. In the 1962, Russell created the first game for the computer. It was an important advance to the technology that today we are enjoying. Okay, we are going to talk about the different generation, but today see that actually it has 5 generations, and the first generation comprehending 1938 to 1958. The most important topics is the operation with bells, punch cards, magnetic cylinders, the use in a scientific or military field. It was the important use that it was, the use in scientific or military fields, and the soldiers basically. And the layers accessories, and the high energy and electricity expenditure. Okay, and then the second generation, it is 1955 to 1963, and it was 4 important topics. The use of transistors for processing is the basic differentiation to the other generation, and the other one, the magnetic rings for storage, high heat production. It was a defect. It produced a high heat, and they were very small. The Marine developed the first white wing. It was a simulator flying. Okay. And the third generation is the 1964 to 1970, and the most important was the use of integrated circuits, increasing processing capacity. Was a great in compared to the last generation. And other one is the creation of the PDP. It was an important computer in that age. And okay, the fourth generation, 1971 to 1983. What completes the integration of the electronic components, the creation of the microprocessor, development of the microcomputer, and that age we talk about microcomputer. Is a big difference. With that, the machine was big and occupying the most rooms, and the creation of integrated circuits and chip for storage. It was lighter, efficient computer, and generated less heat compared to the third generation that was high heat in the process. And the fifth generation to the 1984 to 1989, and it was less the age, and it compared 3 basic topics. The first one, the emergence current PC. IBM introduced its personal computer. That is, we talk about the personal computer. It's a new topic, it's a new key, and the development of the software. Here we are the use the software and to the different to the hardware. It developed more to the software. The last one is the 6th generation in the 1989 to the actually. What it was the characteristic of that age, the computer, the combined architecture, vertical parallel vector processors, the use of optical fibers and satellites, and is that the technology that today we use. All that characteristic is the developments that the computer in the last age has been development to the computer that in the here or in day we use and we enjoy it. And now we are talking about the software, and it's an important service and it's an important tool of that offers the computer that we can use. And the first one is the file organization. But what is really a file organization? Well, in the definition, data structures applied to the collection of data in secondary storage are called file organization. Acquire the ability to identify the different secondary storage media and handle the fundamental of files. But what it was the use that we can use, we can make to the file organization? Provide a logical structure to the documentary collection so that it represents the nature of the organism reflected in that, and it reproduce the process by which the document have been called. Okay, and it was the file organization, and then the compression software. I know that everyone we have been used a compression software like WinRAR, like 7zip, but what is it? And the definition is the compression software is in charge of reducing the weight or the size of the information. For example, a compression software is WinZip, which allows you to compress files or keys to zip package. And what is the function for what is the compression software? And a compression software makes it possible to reduce the amount of information needed to store a file. It's not only allows it to do a loss storage, but also allows the file to be transferred to another file, for example, another destination, or between the storage device in the two device and another person. And then we have the most used data storage. We have the disks and we have the magnetic tapes. And with the disk is the one of the main on storing information is through the use of disks. Currently, in the actuality, there are two types of disks. We have the hard drives and the solid state drives. And what about the magnetic states? The type of storage device records data or track on a plastic bar that has a magnetic material. There are different types of storage type depending on their chemical composition. And we continue with the type of backup. The first one is the a definition. What is a backup? And a backup is a copy of the data and information that we can do in every time, in any time, and a small or large scale. Okay, and it prevents the loss of data and important information. When you need to prevent, when you need to save an important information, you can save, you can compress in a backup. Why? And if you have, for example, an important work or the university is a thesis, for example, and you can do other things, and you lost that information, it's a very complicated for you, because you have to do it again. But if you realize a backup of that information, you can get it in another time. If you lost, it's not important. And what is a backup? What is the safeguarding of information? An information backup is to protect your information. Make backup or backup, it refers to copying data in such a way that you can get it in other time. So what is the type of backup that we have? We have 3 different types of backup. The first one is the full backup. The full backup, as the name suggests, it refers to the process of copying everything information that you can have, okay? And that it was the most important, probably considered important, and it cannot be lost. And the second one is the progressive, or also called incremental backup, and this copy process requires a much greater level of control, and it copies the files taken in the account, the change they have undergone side the last backup. Okay, and you have the last backup, and you can realize another backup over that you have done. And the final is the differential backup. Is the classic, is the basic structure, the progressive backup, and this make backup copies only the files that you undergone some modification or that are the new. So you can difference the information that you can or that you have to copy. Okay, and I'm going to continue with another thing in that signature that we have seen in that age, and I am going to talk about the web page. It's an interesting thing, and start with the acronyms, that www, and that word defines the World Wide Web. It's that acronyms, but what it defines? It defines like a global computer network, and a related thing is the chat. But what can we define the chat? The chat is the digital communication between two parts. For example, and there is a person that emits our information, a message, and we have for the other side another person that receives that information. We need to have two persons or two devices, that the first one that emit the information, and the second one that receives that information. Okay, and the Anglo-Saxon term derived from the word chatter, is a French word for the curious information. And then we have the email. Email is an important word, and it's an important tool, for example, to the students, and that we are students and we comprehend, and we are grateful to that email, and to the university use a lot of emails we receive that the guides or the, for example, laboratories or the team that the assignment that we are going to solve, and into emails. So if you don't have emails in this actuality, I don't know, you are so dead. So it's so very important. So the email is that digital message through a computer network, messages that a recipient sends to a receiver, and the notion comes from the word electronic mail. It's like a mail but to a way electronic, and it's a similar. You need to have two persons, one that need the information and the other one that receives that information. Okay, and we have the FTPs and its operation. But what is a FTP? It defines like a file transfer protocol, and it allows you transfer files directly from one device to the another device. So how does it work? And so we have two parts. So the computer A connects directly to the computer B. You will be able to see the files that you have available to share. So, for example, you need to revise the work that another student of the university. So you can connect to the device, to the computer, and work together for finishing the work. You can revise, you can edit the information that the other person has through the FTP. So it's so important. And we have the application where video conference can be made. I think that they are the most important applications. We have the Skype and we have Teams. Teams, it was an application so important in that pandemic age. And the Skype, it allows you to organize a virtual meeting with up to 25 people. Everyone together in one conference. And the Teams, all your conversation, files, or your meeting and apps come together in a single shared worksheet. You can share your information with another person. You can share your information. You can send that message to the other person that they have in that meeting. And finally, we have that reference that I have used for this presentation. And thank you, and see you later.